gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
You never been to the movie, so you wouldn't know that.
Fake ass laugh. Weird. That was a weird laugh. What does that mean, though?
You never seen so when they do a show, your lines is below the camera.
Oh, a teleprompter.
Yeah. So, and my thing. Hey, and where we from? We call them lines.
And shout out to my girl Kate. She writes her own scripts. So that's something that ain't really done too much in this business. She literally writes her own scripts. Top to bottom.
when y'all do the show, I'm like.
So, it took me working with Fox for me to realize, like, oh, that's how it's so flawless. They're actually reading but looking at the camera. You know.
You didn't write your own? What, you freestyling?
Nah, yeah, I freestyle.
Okay.
I tried to read prompter one time and never again.
I know Larry Merchant used to do the same thing.
Write his own lines?
He'd go
write his own script?
Yeah, punch it up in his hotel room, I think. The days leading up to the fight.
Yeah.
And then drop it on the teleprompter.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's how we started the show. This is the PorterWay Podcast. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Go tell somebody to subscribe, like all the good stuff, and tell them to watch this episode. It's going to be a great episode. We got Antt with 2 T's. We got Shawn Z, better known as Shawn Zittel on YouTube. And still doing your thug thizzle.
For shizzle.
Who's been on? I appreciate you for throwing it back at me. Who's been on recently?
I had a great interview with Tim last week.
Bradley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Tim. Like yourself, one of the best commentators we got right now in the game.
Thank you, yeah.
You, Chris, pretty much like the Pro Box TV, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. You know? No, but it was great. We did a deep dive on Shakur. Tim is, kind of like we did after Inoue won his last fight, where I'm interviewing, but I'm also getting a chance to engage too and lob some things back, some thoughts back. So we talked about Shakur, Boots and Crawford, Canelo Benavidez, kind of likening those two situations. Boots and Benavidez kind of in the same seat, and Canelo and Crawford in the same seat. And just talked about a lot of boxing. It was good. That was probably the best interview I'd recommend of the last.
And for the sake of, give us a small preview again. Shawn Zittel on YouTube, but give us a small preview of what Tim felt about Terrence and Boots getting it on.
So his point was, and we know ever since they sparred over a decade ago, no one's been a bigger Terrence Crawford believer than Tim Bradley.
Right.
And so Tim still picks Terrence to beat Boots, still picks Terrence to beat Canelo, but as he continues to assess things, and this is how I've felt for a while, is that it's a little similar, not quite all the way the same, but it's a little similar to the Canelo and Benavidez, where Canelo doesn't have to fight Benavidez. He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. Crawford doesn't have to fight Boots. He's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. But this is the best fight out there for you.
Yeah.
For if you're a boxing purist. If you love boxing, the best fight out there from 47 to 54 is Bud. Or is for Bud is Boots.
Yeah, of course.
Now, Boots isn't a 3-time champion like David is. He hasn't headlined pay-per-views like David has. But it's still kind of similar. And so Terrence was just saying, we can't go so hard on Canelo and not hold Crawford to that same standard when it comes to a fight with Boots Ennis. So
Yeah. One of our guests has arrived, Na'im Lynn. You guys have seen him on the podcast, but over here behind us on the TV. So he's here with the Hart tour, and they performing tonight actually. So he took some time out to come on in here and hang out with us for a minute. I'm happy to have him in the studio. We've never had him in the studio, so I'm excited about this.
He never been in this one?
No, he hasn't been in this one. Yeah.
No. Remember when his brother was with him? They came here.
But he didn't sit on the couch.
What did he say? He stood up?
He ain't been in here. He ain't never did an interview in here.
Oh, no.
Well, he about to clear it up. But
okay,
welcome to the PorterWay Podcast yet again, Na'im Lynn. Comedian Na'im Lynn. Should I say comedian Na'im?
Yeah.
Comedian, actor, producer, all the good stuff. Na'im Lynn.
let's go. Let me make some
and then
Champ's here.
What up, man?
Na'im, you been here, right? That's what I told him.
On the couch?
Yeah, his brother was with him.
Oh, he was.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
You want to sit in the middle?
I don't listen to
Zittel?
shit you
Got
say.
me
Oh,
right
it's whatever.
bitch.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
I was gonna put Zittel in the middle, and then I'll I intro. I don't never give him no love. So I got you
there's
this
more
one.
spotlight.
I got
right
you
here
this
anyway,
episode.
So it's,
Cool.
I
You
think
never
that's
get
better.
No, I don't do it right. I don't intro you right.
I just introed him.
No. I got credits. I got credits.
Oh, okay. So you're going to take it a step further.
Yeah. I've been disrespecting my man on the show.
Go ahead. Tell him about Nah.
All right, we got my man Na'im Lynn here, Mr. Assistant Living, season 4. Y'all going to season 5?
Season 5 starting next month.
Okay, you going back? You already filmed that?
Well, if it's starting next month, then yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Assistant Living, straight from the heart. What? Y'all on tour now? Y'all got a name for this tour?
Acting My Age tour.
Okay, Acting My Age.
I like that.
Everybody getting older. Got Straight from the Heart on Sirius. Was that Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Thursday, yep.
All right, and then
On Channel 96 series.
you- I
Want
bet
me to do my own intro?
Yeah. I was like the whole time saying, you can't ask.
Yeah.
You can't ask.
Right.
this is a co-intro. This is a co-intro. Yeah. Channel 96.
What were you about to ask me?
You didn't know this. You know he was in the cartoon?
Yes.
What's the call?
Great question.
Okay. The Tom Jerry the movie. He co-starred in that.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and
Nigga,
Jerry.
it don't matter. They know what I mean.
Tom Jerry.
He was
Which
one
one?
of the
The
one of
90s
the other
one?
cats, right?
Nah, the movie.
Nah, he was-
the movie that came out.
was
a
you a
couple
cat?
years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was one of the alley cats.
Yeah, alley cat.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be in it.
Oh, how'd that come by?
They made a mistake because we did like a little audition. We went in and just kind of did cat voices or whatever. Well, I think I was the only one that was trying to do a cat voice, and that's what.
Sean gonna make you do it?
Like, come on, guys.
Oh, like that? You went all in, huh?
Oh my!
And I didn't get the part, but they made a mistake and left me in it somehow. They was like, oh shit, I think that's Na'im's voice, so they had to pay me for it. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. So y'all actually shot it? Like you did the voiceover work.
Yeah, so I went in. There's like it was Tim's story. He said, guys, we want to get the Plastic Cup Boys to be the alley cats.
Yeah.
So we went in and we just like read a couple things and
It was like they're back there like.
yeah. And then when they played it was like, I think this is his voice, so we got to pay him. And but it was whatever it was. It might have been like just some gibberish. Yeah. So I didn't really have lines, but you know.
I literally don't watch the movies because of these dudes. I didn't care about cartoons. But I'm like, let me go support my guys.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I got a couple residual checks from it. Yeah, I'll take
Okay,
it.
baller. And then my man got a special dropping.
Yes.
8. So August 8th.
Yes. 8,
YouTube.
24. So YouTube.
Mr. Big Stuff.
My YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. It's it's Na'im Lynn. ITS. Put a little thing on the screen or something.
Yeah. We'll get you. I got you.
ITSNAIMLYNN. When I do this, the letter should pop up. Can you do that?
Damn, he asking a lot.
Where did he at?
Hey, Shawn, your mic fell off.
Oh, don't worry.
All right, cool. So you had a special. Why'd you come up with the special? Why is time for the special?
I mean, technically, this is probably I did a half hour for Comedy Central. I did 2 Plastic Cup Boys specials. So this is technically like my 4th special.
Okay.
So this is my 2nd solo one. And, just wanted to retire the material from the last tour. I recorded it. Just put it out there, man. That's all. Just build the fan base. Always building the brand. You know how I go.
Did you just say retire the material?
Yes.
So you bringing new stuff for this one, right? Or is this
The one that's already recorded, that's coming out
Yes.
is old stuff.
it's the old stuff and you're
Right.
retiring it?
Exactly.
So that'll be the last time that
Right.
you really go through that. Okay.
Right. So the stuff that you see at the show tonight is new stuff.
New stuff.
You still
go
preaching
tonight. I
divorce
need to go
and
tonight.
single in life and all that stuff?
What are you talking about, man?
Every time I leave the show, I'm like, why not even preaching divorce and not getting married? They always, I'm in a 10-year non-marriage relationship. Okay, get me in trouble.
Actually, I'm probably doing you a justice.
Oh, tonight?
Nah, if you saying that you're not married,
No.
but in a 10-year marriage, I'm telling people to not get married, so I'm actually helping you.
Yeah, but he don't understand what I'm under, the pressure I'm under.
I know, I get it. What you waiting for? Trying to wait.
Oh, here you go. What you doing?
Nah, I want to know what excuse you use. You trying to wait till you graduate college? What's your excuse? Trying to wait till you get this house? What? That's the excuse that
Nah,
you
man,
let me.
hey, you ever heard of riding a wave? Still riding it, baby.
Okay, all right. And y'all got kids, right?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Ask so many questions. You got kids?
Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah, only one in the room.
Married
Hey.
too, right?
Yeah.
Nah, you checked out the fights last night, right?
I saw Boots fight, and I just saw clips from Tevin Farmer. I seen he got caught with a nice right. His eyes went straight.
Stop it. Stop it. Damn it.
Hey,
Stop it.
why his shirt? While I was watching, she was like, he cross-eyed. I said, yeah, chill. Like,
Wow.
Shout out to all the, I like to call them people with fresh eyes. Shout out to all of those people out there. I never knew which eye to look at.
Zittel. Did you go to that fight, Zittel?
I
That
did.
fight
I was there
it,
Don't try to ignore what I'm talking about right now.
Sean,
Which eye do you look
fresh
at?
eyes.
Fresh eye. You got
Let me do this real quick because I was in Philly. I had a bomb time in Philly.
Okay.
Really? I just live there.
Philly, I know you did. I know you did. I'm gonna go to Temple next time I go out there.
For what? Bill Cosby?
No,
Oh,
just
come on, man.
to check it out, man. Relax. He went to Temple. You don't know your boy. You thought you knew your boy. You don't know your
You
boy.
went to Temple?
I did, man.
I think I knew that. I knew Wayne went to Temple.
That's how I know Wayne.
But
and Spank.
You know Bill?
Nah, I don't know that guy. I still watch Cosby Show though.
Hey, shout out to you. Me and you the only two that still.
Yeah, TV
No,
One.
no, no,
only
no.
Station that aired TV One.
No, me and you the only one listen to the R. Kelly album. Him and my girl was like, y'all, you need to stop
No,
that.
I still
never
listen.
said
I
nothing
still listen to
about
R.
nothing.
Kelly.
Y'all listen to it.
Yeah.
Y'all just don't want. I
Yeah,
didn't even know you listen to
Hey,
it.
I called Shawn one day. I said, guess what I kept saying, I'm going to listen to R. Kelly all day today. You like, man, stop, get off that.
Yeah, it's something like that, man. You always on something.
Nah, man. How old are you?
37.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you was a little older, then I could say that's like part of your childhood. But
And it's more acceptable,
yeah,
correct?
Yeah, that's
Well,
not
even
Not
me
that
at
it's not
32, like
acceptable,
Ignition
but,
Remix was like the biggest song.
Yeah, well, that's
Like
his-
03, 02.
Yeah, that's his later stuff.
Right.
But the early, like, that's like the soundtrack of my life,
I'm
man.
listening to TP2. That's mine.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of good songs. I'm not gonna stop playing them.
We
You ever been to a concert?
No, I would love. You think you can get out?
Nah, but
Did you hear when he had to sing on the phone?
That's the only way I can make it to one.
nah, when he used to go on tour, his concert would be an hour and a half or 2 hours of him performing one verse of every song.
Hold on.
And you still
He
leave
said,
like,
hold on.
and you still leave like, damn, why he ain't do this song? Because he got that many hits, he can only do one verse, and he performed for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, with all that being said,
You like Michael Jackson? So
I want to
chill out.
give a salute to Philly.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, he worse.
Get
He
me
worse.
started.
What's wrong with Mike?
Hey, my Michael over there.
Come on.
Mike over there going to
Listen,
preschools.
I got to shout out. What's my man's name? I always forget his name. The hell is his name?
You worked the show with him?
Give us a hint.
Briz. So shout out to Breadman. Breadman put me with Briz. And shout out to Let's Get It Cut Barbershop, man. I went over there and I got a shop to go to.
Oh, when we go?
Probably ain't gonna be no we. I got a shop to go to.
Okay.
In
I'm
Philly.
going back out there for the Browns game. They playing Philly in October. I gotta go back and I gotta get around Philly. It's a fight city. I already knew that, but the energy was just crazy. Shout out to
They
Philly,
haven't had a
man.
champ
Y'all
since
represented.
Danny
and-
Garcia. So yeah,
Yeah.
This that next generation of boxers in Philly. Look, shout out to Boots Ennis. He did this week at his hometown what people in Jersey wanted Shakur to do last week.
Yeah.
And I'm from Jersey. I'm a Shakur Stevenson fan. I'm not going to bash him in any way. I just feel like that pressure to perform is really on his ass right now. And he didn't want to listen to his corner, and he was so focused on getting him out of there that he started taking shots, And Boots, he did what we wanted Shakur to do last week. So, but shout out to Boots, they still talk about him and Terrence Crawford. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, never.
It's not gonna happen. They can say he's scared or whatever. Dude got 3-4 fights left. He's not going backwards. He's going forward.
It makes no sense.
It make no sense. Yeah.
Do we want to just honorable mention the ESPN card real quick and then just jump right back to Boots and all that good stuff. We had Tevin Farmer and Muratalla.
Raymond Muratalla.
Raymond Muratalla. They headed the card because Janibek couldn't make weight, and
I thought he made weight, but he couldn't rehydrate.
He never made it.
Report said he made it to the hospital.
Yeah,
He ended up
Thursday
going to the
night.
hospital.
Yeah, he never made it to the scales.
Yeah.
he never made it to the scales.
Yeah.
So, which kind of prompted an interesting discussion because it's like you'll get stripped if you do make it to the scales and don't make weight. But if you never make it to the scales in the first place, you're good.
There's a fine. Though.
Well, I don't think he didn't get fined. Top Rank still had to pay his opponent some of his purse, flying back out and everything. But no, I think he's still champion, and I don't believe he was fined anything by the commission. So it's kind of interesting there. Like,
no, that's crazy.
He'd have been worse off showing up and not making weight, and he was better off not even trying at all.
It's a gray area, and then I'm not gonna I won't even say that because I don't want to make any speculations, but I think 160, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
At 160, he's a big guy at 160. And for him to not be able to make weight at 160 this early on in his career, and prior to this really hasn't shown any signs of, being depleted from nutrients or anything like that in the midst of a fight, I think that showed this is pretty much just the foreshadowing of what his career could become if he's staying at 160, because you're in the hospital. And prior to this fight, we've never known you to not make weight. We've never known you to have any symptoms of having to suck down or anything like that.
Have you ever missed a fight? A fight got canceled?
So my fight against not Garcia.
Ugas when you had to cut the hair? Or?
No, my fight in California when I ended up fighting
Bonet. Because Roberto.
Guerrero.
Robert Guerrero.
Garcia, wasn't it?
Was it Garcia or Guerrero?
Yeah,
I was like,
you used to spar him, right?
Garcia. Was it Garcia? Yeah, I couldn't get.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, when he didn't make weight, he ended up in the hospital. So prior to that, I had never heard of somebody going to the hospital because they couldn't make weight. So my fight got replaced.
I would say for the B side, that could be really tough. So the guy who was fighting Janibek for the title,
Mikhailovich, yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of him, but you got to think about, this is something that people don't think about. What if you spent that money? You're a guy that
not thinking wise.
You don't have the money like that, so you spend it because you about to get this check, and now you ass out.
Yep.
If you a champ already, you already made the money, but this is a guy who's probably getting his first title shot maybe, or his first big purse.
Yeah.
That money might be spent.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I know Brad man, he had a situation with his fighter. He fronted, to make it through camp and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then that's why I went on ahead and said it. And then when the fight got canceled, he's like, now we got our hands in our pockets for a whole another couple more months. What I mean? That's one of the situations that happens. But the real question is, if it were a different fighter, and if the B side was a different fighter, would the result be different? Would there be a stripping of the title? Would the title be relinquished? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is the B side is he getting all of his purse instead of some of his purse?
What belt does he have?
WBO and the IBF.
Okay.
Yeah. WBO, IBF.
It's right now. It's a perfect time for Shane Mosley. It's like timing in his career right now is like beautiful.
He said he wants that fight last night.
Beautiful.
Gotta go get it.
You got Janibek. I don't know if you can make 160.
Yeah.
You got Lara, old.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy?
Lara looked good in his last fight.
Yeah. It's just older. That's the only thing.
Carlos Adames.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. And I still think Lara's tough too.
Yeah. But it's like perfect timing for him.
Yeah. It's coming together for him. He's just got to do his part.
4 losses?
Yes.
I know that's your guy. I know he just beat Danny Jacobs.
No, you keep it real.
Huh?
Keep it real.
No, I mean, I'm assuming that he's gotten better. And I know in his earlier fights, I was like, dude, take a lot of shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely was better this time.
Yeah, so, he stuck to it, getting better. So, kudos to him. I hope he do get that title shot.
Yeah.
Well, he said he was like, respectfully, I retired Danny Jacobs. I'd like to retire Lara. Which,
he did say that.
He wanted to fight all the old dudes.
There's never been, if he's ever gonna beat Lara, it's gonna be right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But Janibek, he's the best. I think it's a thin division, but I think he was the best fighter in it. He's the only guy with 2 belts.
Yep.
But
I think Carlos Adames is the best guy at 160. Even though I know he took a loss.
He did to Teixeira, who like Janibek is rangy and on the outside and. That fight would come down to who could control the range, because if they fight in mid to close range, Adames got the edge. Mm-hmm. But if Janibek could keep him on the outside, he'll pick him apart a little bit. But he's running into a problem if he can't make the weight, because then he's a tweener. He's too small for 68.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the physicality frame-wise to go to those are big boys at 68.
Yeah.
But at 60, he's really good. But if he's got to be able to still make weight.
Yeah.
If his next fight is at 60, Mikhailovich has to raise an eyebrow a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't I?
If I was
Yeah. So,
if I was Fundora, to get past Spence, I would bolt to 160. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, it's open. That'd be a good division for him.
It's not a bad idea.
You don't need to unify.
he could beat Adonis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got the size to if he wanted to gain some weight, he can go up to heavyweight.
Listen, Samson always get on me when I talk about his fighters, and I got to say this about Fundora versus Spence. I think that fight is going to happen, right?
It's supposed to be, but I don't know if it's official. But
Even if you go on ESPN, it says next fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the schedule?
It doesn't have a schedule. It just says like the date is to be determined.
Oh, okay.
But it says that's his next opponent.
Okay.
It was officially broken on ESPN. Yeah, like not just.
I won't touch it for now. I won't touch it for now. But no, real quick thoughts on Tevin Farmer and Raymond Muratalla.
I like Tevin Farmer. He's on the downside of his career. I really wish that he would have made that fight with Tank a few years back, and I wish that Tank and Gary Russell would have fought. And those two fights.
The DMV area.
Yeah, that Baltimore versus DC, man. It's never gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Those are fights that I really wanted to see happen. I don't think that Tevin would have beat Tank, but I think that Russell and Tank would have been a nice, solid fight.
That would have been a nice, clean fight right
Yeah.
there. That would have been a nice.
Especially back then.
Yeah. Two southpaws, both
Yeah,
can punch.
I mean, I think they could still fight, but Gary Russell, he don't fight.
Yeah. You can't go up in there
He
and
might as well just.
What does that do
retire.
for Javante at this point?
Come off the
a couple
couch and
years
fight.
ago, would have done something.
I
For
mean,
him. Yeah.
What did him fighting Frank Martin do for him?
Yeah, at least he's a guy undefeated in the division, young.
That's what I told Boots.
Those are true things, but Gary Russell is still a respected boxer, and it's really a territory. It's a turf thing,
Right, right.
like the Baltimore don't like to be claimed in the DMV, but just in that area, Baltimore versus DC, it's a rivalry. So I think that it would be worth the fight. I would watch it for sure. I would go to it.
Yeah, and Gary still thinks he can beat Tank.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely.
he
does.
says
he could
it.
beat Terrence Crawford.
He talk a lot of shit. He talks a lot of shit, man. No offense, Gary Russell. Hey man, you was on Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
Step to me. I'm just commentating, brother.
You got security? You got security?
Nah, I ain't got no
I
security.
feel like I ain't making it through my shout out. What the hell?
What shout
What's
out?
up?
Let me go back real quick. I need to get my hair lined up, all right?
You still talking about the
It's on
Freddie
here,
Barber?
Breadman. Breadman said, yo, go
Okay.
see my boy Brizzo. So I just wanted to shout out Brizzo. When I was at the shop, he was cutting me. He said, can I go live? I said, no. And then he's like, I used to have a podcast, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, cool. So I told him, I said, listen, man, I'm going to come back out. When I come back out, I'm bringing the podcast. And he stopped the Clippers. Hey, man, you really coming? I said, yeah. I looked you in your eyes and I said, I'm coming. He said, man, I'm from Philly. That don't mean nothing.
Where's the shop?
Yeah.
What part of town,
I don't know the part of the town it was in. I know it's 20
It look
minutes
unsafe?
from, unsafe-ish.
That could be any
Right. I mean, I got the address. Maybe if anything, I'll leave the address if somebody's in Philly, want to pay them a visit or anything like that. The whole point of all that is I just want to make sure that I make it known, and I want to salute Philly for the hospitality and the love that y'all show the podcast. And when I come back, I'll let y'all know it will be in October. I think it's going to be October.
It's a fight?
No, I'm going for a Browns game.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Next
October
time you go,
13th
let
is
me
the
know.
Browns
I'm gonna
game.
connect you with my people. They call the Food Chasers. Shout out to the Food Chasers. They got their own restaurant.
Oh, they close to the Dream Chasers? I don't want no problems.
Nah, they twin girls.
Okay.
They chefs and they got their own spot.
That's what's happening.
They take care of all the celebrities that come through town. Went to college with them. Food good as hell.
What's the name of that one again?
Food Chasers.
Food Chasers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I just want to make sure I
Maya.
did that. It was special being over there, man. It was just like 24 hours, but it was a little different. And it ain't too many places that I go, and I'm like, man, I need to come back. Almost like when we went to Omaha, I was like, yo, it's the vibe over here is on another level.
You don't need to go to Omaha.
Shout out to Omaha. You know,
Omaha cool, right?
No,
Omaha ain't cool.
the people cool, but
then.
if you never go to Omaha,
Just leave it there.
You didn't miss nothing.
You gonna get sniped.
Yeah, I know.
Omaha is
That guy could've went
another
somewhere
one of
with
those
that.
prideful towns, you know.
I probably should have said.
Prideful towns, they fuck with each other heavy.
Yeah.
They support their hometown hero.
Yeah.
But you know, ain't nobody going on vacation there.
Thank you.
No.
Sean was hyping it up. Such a beautiful place.
Yeah, like Joe Kim Noah said about Cleveland, Sean. It's kind of similar.
Look
similar
trash.
sentiment.
Look trash.
Yeah.
All that being
Midwest
said,
City.
let's jump over to the zone right quick.
Oh wait, but yeah, from Farmer. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
just-
go ahead.
You was there.
Farmer.
He said you was there.
Definition of a slick, crafty veteran last night, and got off to a good start. Hit Muratalla with some straight left hands. Tevin, even in his 20s when he was champ at 30, his best work usually came in the first half of the fight, and then things would fade a little bit, deteriorate a little bit.
You think that's because of fatigue?
I don't know. It's just how he's in the first couple rounds. You'll be like, man, this guy almost looks Whitaker-ish, like shades of Whitaker, and then just the sharpness starts to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Blows right through his energy. Doesn't know how to manage his energy.
He didn't really. It's not like he gassed out last night or anything.
No,
you
but
know,
it's that sharpness dissipates
Yeah.
through the course of the fight because he's so high at the beginning.
Right.
You got to learn how to control it. You know
adrenaline.
what I mean? Yeah.
Could it be the opponent that's starting to figure you out?
That too.
Everybody. Though,
Yeah,
that's
that
kind
too.
of been his.
Yeah.
That's kind of been a part of his makeup though.
So Muratalla, as the fight went on, gained some control, but never like dominated Tevin Farmer. Never was able to consistently put too many shots together round after round. 10th round, like you said earlier, he hurt him with a right hand, and he put this nice combination together where you're making Tevin move the upper body and making him dip everywhere, and then eventually run him into a shot with that because he's just on defense and nothing's coming back. And you just ask yourself, from Muratalla, like, where was that earlier in the fight? And that's been
Why did it take so long?
Yeah.
Do you think he won?
I did. It was one of those fights where you're not. Where you're not that engaged.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot going on, so you're watching it, and there's not a huge separation one way or the other. It looked like Muratalla did enough to win. He did enough to win, and the point deduction, some people didn't like it.
That was crazy.
What was it for?
Excessive holding.
It was crazy.
On Farmer?
On Farmer.
Okay.
I didn't think it was that crazy because
Okay.
it got to a point where that was just his answer on the inside every time. And then once he got the point deduction, you got to see better defense from him because he couldn't resort to. That's when you started to see the upper body movement look pretty again. And
How many warnings did he get before he got?
He didn't get any warnings. That is the part I don't
That's
like.
what I thought was
Yeah,
crazy.
you're right. Yeah, he should get a warning before you go straight to point deduction.
Yeah, because one judge, I guess at one point swayed the
One card.
Yeah, one card.
95, 94.
Yeah.
But the other two, he would have still won. He would have got a majority decision even
Yeah.
without the deduction. But for Muratalla, sometimes you see these guys who got some power and they're too patient for their own good. Every now and then, that was even the case with Canelo early in his career. And then once he stayed on the front foot, took advantage of his strength a little bit more, that's when he peaked. And for Muratalla, he showed that in one fight in particular, Nakatia, last year. But outside of that, he tends to be a little too patient. And I'm not a great trainer. That's for him and Robert to perfect and figure out.
I can't explain it. Like I watch him and I'm like, do more. I've felt the same way you felt, where it's like it's just I'm not engaged. I'm not invested. You haven't done anything to make me say, oh, what's gonna happen next? It's the same thing round after round, and so I really wasn't too invested either. To your point of what you said, when he ran him into that shot, I said, word, that's been all night. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, why did it take that long to get there? You know what I mean? And I don't think we always got to look at the other side. What is this fighter doing?
Tevin is hard to hit.
To prevent him,
Yeah, he is.
But you found that moment. The thing is, not only did you find that moment, you also created that moment. He stepped to him, and created the moment. And it's like, why aren't you creating more moments? You know what I mean? So I think
Is it conditioning? If you're saying that he's not putting out more, it could be conditioning.
I think part of it's temperament. Like that same patience that gives him good fundamentals and good balance is the same patience that's making him wait too much at times.
Yeah.
But
I definitely believe with Canelo is conditioning.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
Well, he's loading up on everything. He's not throwing anything.
Especially when he start going to the body. Everything is with bad intentions. Nothing but power shots, and then he'll get gassed out.
With constant upper body movement too, so he's constantly doing this, and then throwing bombs, and that
So does Raymond, right?
Yeah.
Does he get a title shot, or does he get caught up with Keyshawn Davis?
I like Keyshawn in that fight.
But do you give him a title shot first?
Keyshawn said he want to fight Frank Martin next.
Yeah,
I like that
That's
fight.
gonna happen?
I like that fight.
Better chance of getting Raymond than getting Keyshawn.
Well, Bob said that.
Shout out to Bob. Bobby lying?
Bob Arum.
Hey,
You shout Bob Arum?
Hey. Go ahead.
Bobby lying?
They all do, yeah.
He said that now that Shakur's going, the title bout that he would have got, what's it against? Zapata?
Zapata, you're right. Zapata.
Then he said that Keyshawn's going to get that fight.
Oh, it's Baranchyk now.
Baranchyk.
Yeah, because they got Top Rank got this the WBO belt. Top Rank got options on Baranchyk, I think. But so it's like who's gonna get Baranchyk from Top Rank? Shakur? It could have been you, is what Bob's saying.
Zapata fight
now
was on
maybe
the
it's
table,
Keyshawn,
too.
maybe it's Muratalla, but Zapata's tough to make because that's Oscar's guy.
Yeah,
and he's not gonna want to get him beat by Keyshawn or Shakur or he'd rather.
Do y'all see Keyshawn and Shakur possibly fighting? I know they're in the same. They boys. Never.
I mean, this will happen with Floyd and Zab.
Yeah.
No time soon.
And then
But Floyd and Zab wasn't really.
they was tight.
Were they?
Yeah.
I always thought that they had kind of like a.
Nah,
Be
they
cool,
was-
but
they
I'll
was-
beat your ass type vibe.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Different
I guess.
era,
Yeah, I
too.
guess. Yeah, different era.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Like me and
Yeah.
Keith, it was like we always knew we was gonna fight, but until then, it's like we good. You know what
Everybody
I
is brotherly now.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Keyshawn and Shakur. Yeah. I mean, if somebody wants to unify the belts, that would have to happen, right?
Well, Keyshawn's
Keyshawn
not quite
have-
there
no.
yet.
I think he's ready for a title
Knocking
shot.
on the door.
I think he can. I mean, I wouldn't put him against
I
Shakur
don't want
right
him to
now
get-
or Tank, but I think
How many fights he got?
Keyshawn?
15, right?
10, I think.
I
11
thought-
now.
I thought it was 10.
11 and
So-
07 knockouts, I think. Yeah.
He tough though, man.
Yeah.
His last fight, not the one from the other day. Who's the last guy that he fought?
Miguel Medueno.
No.
Pedraza.
Pedraza.
Where he cleaned him up.
Yeah, Pedraza.
what he was at.
Has. Was it? Yeah. Pedraza has a. I know he's on the tail end of his career, but he has a good resume.
Yeah.
So he stepped on him. So I like Keyshawn, man. I think he's an exciting fighter. He's not afraid to take a shot. He gonna mix it up. I think he'll be champ.
Zittel, what's one or two of the most important things you think a fighter needs before a title 12-round fight?
Lots of talent.
That's
Talent
why-
can overcome it. As much as we talk about experience, if you're better than the other guy, you're better than him.
Well, I was going to say the
But-
experience of doing a 12-round fight.
Yeah.
I think that a fighter who's about to have going in for their first title shot, I think they need to have some experience with going a hard 10, 11, 12 rounds. Because what I've seen from a lot of young fighters, when they start going past 6 and they start seeing 7 and 8, they start to pull back because that's unfamiliar territory to them. They don't know if I can continue with this pace. They have to go through it and say, oh man, I could have continued with that pace. I did continue with that pace. I think that there's certain things mentally that you got to have checked off that list. And I think going 12 rounds is one of them.
Like running a marathon or something. Like
Yeah.
You could train doing those 5-6 miles,
Yeah.
whatever. Then, when you got do you think you were ready for a title bout before you got your first title bout?
Yeah, I think my title bout was right on time. Before I had that fight, I had a fight in Cleveland, against a guy last name Jordan, and he was 6 foot. I think he was right around 6
Brandon
foot,
Jordan?
and that fight was at 154. Russell Jordan. That fight was at 154 pounds, and I went 10 rounds in that fight, and it was a tough fight for me. I was back home in Cleveland, the hometown curse, all that kind of stuff. Boom, right there. But it gave me enough experience to realize, like, I can do this, I can do that. This is who I am, so on and so forth. Then I also had the experience of fighting Julio Diaz twice.
Yeah.
So it was like by the time I got in the ring with Devin Alexander, it was like clockwork to me.
Right. But do you think you could have had a title bout 2 or 3 fights before that?
I don't know. I never looked at that before.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, like could you have beaten Alexander before the Diaz fight?
If I hadn't if I hadn't fought Diaz twice, or if I hadn't fought him at all.
Yeah, at all.
I
don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Cause I still was vicious and I was still a dog.
That talent
and that
is
was
still
really
maybe, yeah.
that was what got Devin.
Yeah.
It was just me being a dog. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't anything,
super tricky or sad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it was just go in here and do what I do. It wasn't. There wasn't no game plan.
That's
like
my first response was the talent thing, because Tank never went 12 when he stopped Pedraza.
Yeah.
And I remember like heading into that fight, a lot of experts thought Pedraza experience, and it's like experience isn't gonna overcome a serious talent gap.
Yeah. And that's the same thing with me and Dev. Dev had all the experience, but at that point in time, I had just the pure raw talent. You know,
if you had the experience, you smoked me easier.
Oh yeah,
he wins 2 rounds maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
Burbick. He didn't win any rounds that fight.
He always think he Floyd sometimes. Nigga, boy.
That was a rough, like a lot of headbutts and shit in that fight.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, you cut him like 6 times.
With my hands.
Shawn,
what did Devin Alexander do? Now I feel like he's catching too many strays.
Shawn, he won more than 2 rounds, Shawn.
Did he? I don't remember.
I have to watch.
He got at least 4 or 5. 4.
All right, listen.
I can tell you actually. 2 judges had it 112, 116. 1 judge had it 113, 115.
So what that means?
You barely won. You barely won.
What the hell?
Not 2, not 3.
No, they was tripping. They was tripping.
All right, this is the same man that feel like he won a round against Adrian Broner when he got dropped.
I 100% won that round.
Even the judge said, the ref said, Shawn, yeah,
that's not helping your fighters need to score fights.
My bad.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not really mad at that though, because other than that shot, he wasn't doing nothing. So
yeah.
It could have been 9-9.
Nah, he lost that shit.
Tied the round, baby. I tied that round.
And he woke up confused like a little kid on Saturday mornings. Oh shit!
Come on, let's get to
shout out to Shawn Porter.
Let's get to the zone. We want to go through it all. We want to go through it all. What we want to do?
I could lead off with a boots take.
Yeah, we can go with a boot.
Well, shout out to Skye Nicolson.
She can box.
Australian world champion. She can box her ass off.
Yeah, she can.
She can box.
Turn you. Hasn't shown us an inside game yet. And
she's not. She will never show us inside game.
So how would that look against Serrano then? You got the best inside game.
And she gonna run Amanda into everything. Amanda will catch up to her, but she's slippery. She can move. The question is, will she be able to take an Amanda Serrano punch? That's a grown man. That's a grown woman hitting her. And with experience, so she's going to change the trajectory on her shots, unlike anybody else can. You know what I mean? So that's true experience coming into the ring against Skye. I think that's
the last really kind of style you want to deal with though when you're getting into your 30s? A mover like that?
Yes.
You ain't trying to.
Yeah. Because Serrano's gonna have to move her feet. That's something she's shown in recent couple of years now that she struggles doing. And then on top of that, she's shown that she don't have good defense. So she's gonna expose herself and she's gonna be right there for the return.
You said this woman is Australian?
This young lady is bad.
Yeah.
Australian, yeah.
Not to go off topic, but Olympics coming up.
Yeah.
Are there any prospects for the
Jamal Harvey?
Yeah.
That's my guy. I think he fights at like bantamweight, like 22, like featherweight, bantamweight, that area. I'd have to look, but he's nasty. I heard a lot of really good things about him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. We ain't got nothing else.
Won a gold at the Pan Ams, won a gold at the World Championships. Usually when you win both of those, you're projected to win a gold at the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
I expect us. I think we send in a total of 8 over, 4 men and 4 women, and I expect us to come back with 6 to 8 medals.
Really?
Couple of gold.
Why only 4?
Because everybody didn't qualify, so we're not sending a full team.
How do you not qualify? I thought that for each weight class.
They changed that rule back after the 2000 games. They changed that rule. So 2004 they implemented this rule where after you qualify in your country, now you have to qualify in an Olympic qualifying world tournament. World Championships, Pan American Games, and then there's
To make
one
it
or
less
two
boxers.
more. I don't know exactly why they did that, but yeah, ultimately that's what it ends up being. Yeah,
Okay.
less of an invitational, more of a qualifying Olympic game.
So what weight classes do we have that are representing
Great
us?
question. You asking me questions I don't have the answers to
I'd
at
have
this
to
point
look
in
that
time.
up too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Find out.
But we got
We got a heavyweight?
we don't have a heavy going. I don't
No,
think we have a heavy
Jamar
going.
didn't. Jamar Tally's not.
I don't think so. I don't think he made it. I could
Why
be
you
wrong.
think somebody like Carmel Moulton, that's his name, right?
Yep.
Why-
I
why-
talked to him. He just didn't want to stay. So he's turning 18, right?
I think he is 18.
It's 18
He is
now.
18, yeah.
So he didn't qualify, and there wasn't the way they do the Olympic process now. The Olympic trials does not qualify you for the Olympic Games the way that they're doing it now. The way they're doing it here in the United States are the way that they do it in the other countries. Basically, you're grandfathered in the other countries.
Yeah.
You stay here at this point, and as long as you keep winning, when you get to this point, you're in there.
Right.
There's no qualifying thing. You've qualified because you've been here for this long. If they happen to see an athlete that could be better than you, they do some sort of tournament, some sort of box off, and then you get replaced if you lose.
Right.
And that's the same thing that they're doing here now. I like it because I think we're going to get good results at the Olympic Games. That's what every other country has been doing. And that's why we've adopted that now. Every other country been doing it, and they've been winning.
Man, but those other countries, especially in Europe, like the Olympics is everything for
Is
them.
there
That's why
Super
they'll
Bowl.
go.
And they send grown men.
Right, and they'll go 2-3 Olympics before they
So-
turn professional.
So this is what I like, and this is respect to fighters such as a Carmel who did not even have a chance to qualify. But they're basically saying if you don't want to win a gold medal, don't even bother trying to be on this team.
Right.
We're sending fighters who care about medals. We're sending fighters who want to be Olympians, not fighters who want to be Olympians so they can get more money when they turn pro. I like it.
Yeah.
I got this. That's disclaimer. I like that because I was an advocate for winning a medal.
Yeah.
My thing was when a medal, I want to go and then I want to go on and turn pro. My thing wasn't I want to be on the Olympic team so I could say I was on the Olympic team. And there's a lot of fighters that have done that in the past years.
Yeah.
So I like the adjustments that they've made. And thank you for exposing amateur boxing the way that you just did because I got a feeling we got some good things coming up in the United States.
Who's the best Olympian ever to go be a Olympian and then have the best career?
Talk to look to your right.
There's a lot of Ali won gold.
A lot of old, I was gonna say you're looking at the old schools.
Yeah, Ali
Yeah.
won gold in 60.
Foreman won gold too, didn't
Yeah,
he?
So that was a beautiful moment for this country because Ali wins in 60 the gold, Frazier wins the gold in 64, Foreman wins the gold in 68. That's back to back gold medalist heavyweight champions, you know. So
And that's how we were for years.
yeah,
and years.
that was the standard.
80, 84, 88. I mean, that was
Sugar
the
Ray
standard.
won gold, right?
Yep, Sugar Ray Leonard. And then
That was the
became-
standard. They changed the standard.
Floyd got cheated out of
You
a
know?
gold.
Right.
Yeah.
Should have won the gold. Holyfield got cheated out of a gold.
All right, I got it
yeah.
for us real quick. Roscoe, my boy Roscoe Hill. Shout out to Roscoe. He beat a Cuban at the World
Damn.
Championships. You saw it. Remember? You remember?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, because he has a good style for them.
Yeah.
He's long and rangy too, and they like to play tag on the outside. Roscoe said, "Okay, we could do that, but I'm American, so I'm going to get in there at times too and get so."
He was he's 29 years old and he won a silver, I believe, at the 2021 World Championships. Jamal Harvey that you mentioned fights at featherweight. 21 years old.
That kid, man.
Been a part of the elite
gonna be a
squad
really
since he
good
was
pro.
14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gold at the 2023 Pan American Games. Omari Jones, welterweight. He's 21. He won runner-up, so he's silver at the 2021 silver World Championship. So I mean, we got medals at the World Championships. We got medals at the Pan Ams, and usually when you establish that you can win at that level, you don't get cheated when it comes to the Olympic Games. They've seen you. They know what you're about. They know what you can do.
Right.
And that always is an advantage.
Did Keyshawn go to the Olympics?
Yeah, got the silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lost
Yeah.
to Andy Cruz.
Yeah.
Joshua Edwards is our heavyweight.
Okay.
So Tally, I don't even think he had the opportunity to be on the team. I could be wrong, but I don't think he had.
No, Josh is good too. He
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Joshua, he's 24, 6'3", won a gold at the Pan Ams.
Did he? Damn.
Yeah.
Good for Josh.
Remember Jennifer Lozano?
No,
I think we interviewed her. Yeah, trained by. She's the one who's comes from the family of moms that box.
Now I remember. Yep.
Grandmother boxed.
Yep.
Wow.
Trained her mom.
Yep, I remember.
Mom boxed.
Wow.
And now mom is training her. And so she's going to the Olympic Games this year.
Dad's just getting their ass kicked generation after generation.
Pan Am, she won a silver at the Pan Ams. So that means she was in the gold medal round. You know what I mean? Alyssa Mendoza, 20 years old. First Olympic boxer when she will become.
How long we gonna keep this?
Idols.
How long we gonna keep this going?
My phone. Gonzalez.
Jahira.
Jahira
Joette
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez's sister.
Yeah. So we got a good team going.
Hey man,
Morel
down the road,
McCain.
Keyshawn was definitely in the Olympics. Lost to Andy Cruz twice.
4 times total.
Hey, when he's on the pound for pound list, I want him to go back and tax that ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good fight.
That's
And
They've promoting that
I know.
since the game.
And he's doing his thing too.
Yeah.
I just got to get you back. I got to get you back, just like Clarissa.
And on that, and I hope maybe we'll end it on this note. But Andy Cruz then came over to the United States, and he working with Bozy Ennis. So when you are a Cuban fighting the amateur style, and you beating somebody with the amateur style, that's one thing. Usually it doesn't, or in the past it hasn't transferred for a lot of Cubans. But he done came over here and he working with some of the best.
Hey,
What division is he at? Andy Cruz.
Same division as Keyshawn Davis.
What's his record?
He's
3-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, he's fighting in a couple weeks.
But they're fast tracking him. He's fighting like good competition for his first couple fights.
Bring that ass over here to Boots. I mean to Keisha.
Go ahead, you go with Boots. Go ahead. Let's get back on it.
Oh yeah, and then shout out to Jalil. He did good.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of comparisons to Spence. He's got better defensive upside than Spence. Moves his, but he's not as heavy-handed as Spence was.
I was gonna say I didn't see a lot of Spence when I was watching him last night, but
just that he's busy and sound on the front foot, busy with the jab, putting his punches together. And I think he's got, he's orthodox. Spence is southpaw. Spence has heavier hands. He's a stronger guy. But at 21 years old, he's a really good prospect. Jalil Hackett. So.
Trying to become a champion by the age he's turned 23. So
he's
trying
very
to fast track
possible.
himself. And
it's very possible.
I don't think Boots should waste much time at welterweight. He's so big. I think that he got a belt already. Maybe get one more and then get out of there. I think with his size, what is he, 25, 27?
27, yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and he still hasn't had a top opponent.
Yeah.
I think he needs to get out of welterweight. I think he can finish his career around 168. I believe he got the size for that. And I think that he needs to be moving now.
And the cosign Na'im, I think 147 dead. It all started with Shawn Porter retiring.
It's a domino effect.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford got 2 belts. Then he never
You got
gone
some
back.
people coming up. Conor Ben is there. He's undefeated.
That's a doable fight too. Yeah. For Matchroom.
You got Brian Norman, Mario Barrios, stay on this.
Yeah, they said Pacquiao was trying to fight Barrios, right?
I don't know.
Stanonis, yeah. He, what's up with him? I know he like stepped
get a
aside.
fight.
He stepped aside for a couple times.
The
for,
Ortiz
Crawford,
fight sidetracked his career because Virgil had the dehydration issues, had to reschedule their fight twice. So
and then he went up to 154.
no, I think he fought at 47 on the.
I'm talking about Ortiz.
Yes.
He gave it up.
Yeah, because he couldn't make the weight no more.
Yeah, Stanonis, he need to go ahead and he should be
He's just
up
fight.
for a belt, right?
Yeah, he has the
he's
WBA because Bud moving up, he got elevated with the belt.
And I agree with, I don't know if Na's saying this, but at 154, it's more names. Fundora, Zoo, Spence, Lubin, Ramos.
That would be a great
It's just
fight for him
so
to
many
go up to
fights.
154 and fight Lubin. I would love to see him fight Lubin at 154.
That gets it going.
Yeah.
That's a big fight.
I told him, and I talked to Bozy last night. Went to the back room, and They said they want to fight definitely 3 more times this year.
This year?
This year? Hell
Damn.
yeah. I told him. I said y'all getting busy now, right?
Sean.
He said that's the plan.
It's August.
Listen, I said 2 or 3 more times this year. He said 3, maybe even 4.
They
I
really
said,
fought once in a year.
Then one of his sons.
We're getting one more fight.
Listen, let me explain. Then one of his sons was like 4 times. You think he can get 4 of them in this year?
No.
And then I said yeah. And then his dad said yeah. He said yeah, but fighting at this level, I said he not going 12 rounds. And this is my point to y'all. He's not fighting. Nobody's gonna take him 12 rounds.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the big fight. You're not getting Crawford. Outside of Crawford, what other big name fight is there? We want to say Virgil Ortiz is a big name at 54. Okay, cool. Keep knocking him out. Stay busy. That's how he's gonna create a name for himself. Stay busy. It don't matter. They don't know.
Like
who
Triple
you
G
get.
back in the day.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter who
Why
he's
do you
fighting.
have
It
a-
don't
Just
matter.
get knockouts.
Why do
and
you have a
fight
year
often.
layoff?
I don't know.
Why do you have the layoff? He said, just promote. Well, he signed to Showtime, and Showtime is no longer around, so that kind of messed things up. And he's in the PBC orbit, but too high a risk, too low a reward, so he's not getting those guys.
Right.
And so a little bit of inactivity there.
Listen, man, he had 15,000 in the arena last night, and they didn't know who Avanesyan is.
Yeah.
They didn't know, but they know he's fighting, and they know that they like boxing. So they went. Just put him in the ring. They'll show up.
Yeah.
Stop worrying about who's the pay-per-view draw. Stop worrying about how much money and how many all the views. People are gonna want to watch him. So put him in the ring and let him fight. He getting in the ring 3 more times this year.
That's
unless
not gonna
Eddie,
happen.
you don't think so either?
One time, Sean.
I wanted to get
What?
what?
You didn't even fight 3 times.
No.
That's the most
You didn't
realistic
even fight
number.
3 times.
I was in a
all year.
different position than him.
Yeah.
It was big names around me. He got to go back twice. He got to go back twice.
Not even getting that, Sean.
Nah.
Once.
I think
Maybe.
Bozy, tell him.
I think
Shoot for 3 or 4 next year.
Yeah, baby. 3 or 4
I think he
days.
got a better chance of getting the Spence fight than the Crawford fight. We know.
Yes.
We know Crawford. We know what his ultimate goal is.
Canelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He want. I guess he wants to try to unify at 154, and after this fight, if he wins this next fight, then he'll have 2 belts, right?
He'll get his first at 54. Yeah, the WBA.
Don't he get 2 though? Because one of them was vacated by Fundora.
It may be in a 2
You might be right. I gotta look that
I
up.
think he
again.
gets 2 belts
I think-
if he wins this fight.
Yeah, you might be right.
And then
That might be the WBO. Yeah.
And then there's the belt that Fundora has, and then who has the 4th belt?
Don't turn that on.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm playing.
who has the 4th belt?
The 4th belt at 154. Charlo still got a belt. Am I tripping?
Nah, I think he
No,
don't have
I'm
nothing.
thinking he still got a belt.
He said,
Russian's
Charlo still got a
IBF.
belt.
No, I'm serious. They stripped him
He's a
of all
Russian
of
champion who lost his IBF title. I think he was undefeated. He had a hard to pronounce name. Let me go ahead, carry on. I'll get to the bottom of this.
good.
Yeah, if he really want, I mean, hell, if he fight Canelo, then he can unify and beat him. He can unify 3 weight classes. But if he want to do it at 154, it's gonna take 3 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlo. It was
Leave me
the
alone,
ring.
people. Sorry.
Fedora.
Charlo do still got a belt?
Just the ring right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of other Israel, a lot of different guys.
Madrimov
Is
has
there,
the WBA.
is there a vacant one?
No.
So who got it?
Sebastian has 2.
No, he just lost one.
I think you might be right. He
Oh,
may have
so
had
yeah,
the-
they in this fight that'll be some up. They out there.
Yeah,
background.
background Muratalla. Yeah, that was the Russian champion, the IBF champ. Yep. And Madrimov is the WBA regular champ. Charlo's still the super WBA champ. Yep. Fundora has the WBC.
Why?
So-
That's a lot of.
I don't understand what the hell
Well,
I'm
I just
looking at.
got. It made it
I
worse.
don't understand what the hell
Turn
I'm
around
looking
made it worse.
So
Sean.
Fundora still has the
That made it
WBO
worse.
title, but there's maybe Bud will then be fighting for the interim world title as well, because they're saying the interim world title's vacant. But
I'll look
yeah,
up
anyway.
Terrence right.
So about Boots for a second.
Yeah,
here.
go.
Like so I keep seeing. I'm gonna turn this off because I'm not trying to get scolded by Shawn like last week again. But I keep seeing this false binary being presented by people on social media, where you're not. Shakur has a great. Go ahead.
What's the binary?
It's when you're trying to force someone to pick between this or this, when in reality there's plenty of other choices in between. And they're saying it can only be this or it can only be that.
Gotcha.
So the false binary being Shakur is defensively sound and you guys criticize him for not being entertaining. Jaron Ennis, super entertaining last night, and now you're criticizing him for not always being defensively sound, for taking some shots, right? And
I think it's the pressure to perform, which is why he didn't care about taking the shots. He just went in there and wanted to get the stoppage. Also, he was so much bigger than him. Like, I feel like
WBO interim title for Crawford.
I think Boots is a great talent.
He's gonna keep it low.
I think that it's going to take him to go up to a few weight classes to where he's going to start feeling those punches. I remember when Adrian Broner was at the lower weight classes and he was taking so many shots. I said, when he move up, somebody going to hurt him. And sure enough.
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna was.
Yeah, when he, because if you look at this, when they was calling the baby Floyd or whatever, and they was at the 130 and 135.
He was on pound for pound at one time.
Top 5, actually. He was number 5.
He was kicking everybody's ass, but he was taking a lot of shots. He was walking through them. And then, Madonna changed his career forever. He said that he don't let his hands go no more because of that fight. He said that.
I don't think I'm wrong in saying that I feel like Boots is pretty untouchable.
Got touched last night.
Untouchable.
In the second, third, fifth.
Yeah, come on.
Listen,
You mean
that's against a guy that he knows ain't gonna hurt him.
I know.
He
Yeah.
steps it up when he has to.
Yeah.
But I mean, from a standpoint of having something that's who's gonna hit him and make him feel it outside of a Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
I don't think
Some guys
Virgil
at
is
54.
good enough.
Yeah,
I don't think
54?
he's sharp enough.
Tim Zoo?
Tim is gonna get waxed, respectfully. But that's too much speed. That's too much movement. Come on, please tell me. That's too much speed, too much movement.
It looks special till you in there with somebody.
Tim Zoo is really good, man. I think he would have won if he didn't have that cut on his head against Fundora.
Yeah.
We talked about that. But I really would like to see Spence and Boots.
Yeah.
I would love to see that fight. If Spence got anything left, we'll see against Fundora. But just the output, I think they'll stand in there and fight each other. I think that'd be a really entertaining fight.
Zittel for you and go ahead.
I like Charlo and
Boots.
Nah.
at 154.
Nah.
You don't like Charlo getting clipped?
He said, nah.
I got Charlo.
He said,
I might have Charlo winning.
In terms of an overall package,
Charlo can't mess with him.
and outside of Terrence Crawford, who has what he has?
Oh no, but that's what I'm getting at. The false binary of well, you're never satisfied. The guy is exciting, bulldozes them in 5 rounds. Now you're talking about he gets hit too much. Shakur, boxes super smart, doesn't get touched, and you're bitching that you didn't get enough combination. Well, I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Right. I don't want just peanut butter. I don't want just jelly, to simplify it. But why are we pretending that we haven't seen like near perfect performances from elite fighters before? Terrence Crawford just did it a year ago against Errol Spence. He did it all. And even in like Hopkins versus Trinidad, like these guys are getting touched, but they're not getting touched by Avanesyan. And I'm just nitpicking Boots because we should expect when he fulfills his potential, nothing less than the top 5 pound for pound. Crawford, Inoue, Usyk, he has every tool in the book. He has one of the deepest bags in boxing, one of the deepest arsenals. He's one of the most talented, maybe the most talented. So when you get touched a little bit, you're gonna nitpick a little bit because Terrence was able to pick him apart, and he bulldozed him 1 round sooner than Terrence. But Terrence was able to poke and prod with his jab a little bit more effectively. Knocked him out cold with 1 single shot. And Terrence did. In the first round, got clipped with an overhand right. It even legs did a little something. He went on, but other than that, he didn't get touched on a consistent basis like Jaron did in 2, 3, and 5. And that's what I got to compare you to, Jaron. I got to compare you to maybe the best fighter in the world because your talent.
That's what they wanted to do anyway.
Right.
You wanted to play him when you couldn't get this fight with Cody. You called on David so that you could create this narrative of he's ready for Crawford.
The measuring stick.
The measuring stick.
We know that shit don't mean nothing, though. We saw Pacquiao knock out, he stopped De La Hoya, then he knocked out
Cotto or Hatton.
Ricky Hatton.
He was
in the
cleaning up
second round.
Floyd's old work.
Yeah, he was cleaning up Floyd's work. That shit don't, styles make fights. That shit don't matter. I know that it gives you something to talk about, and it can help boost the fight. Same thing when Bud beat the people that Spence beat, and then it was like, well, those dudes are washed now. You know, it don't matter. That shit don't matter.
No.
He definitely got hit a little too much for me.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to get that done, you need to start working on that now.
Yeah.
It's fights. Thurman fight, Shawn. I feel like you lost because you got hit too much. If your defense is more,
why people lose when they get.
this nigga said,
He said he was throwing his face on his hands.
yeah, hit me if you want to. I'm gonna hit you too. I'm just like in the elite level, like he's gonna have to get that A performance, C defense.
Yeah.
Defense wasn't
He
great.
wasn't happy with his performance. He even said it in the post-fight interview. He was
I
like,
agree
man,
with him. I ain't happy either. But his dad even said when he came back to the corner one time, you're getting hit too much. Like, just start working on that shit now because you don't want to have to work on it in a fight with a elite fighter.
Him, Keyshawn, and Jaron Anderson all got this in similar to me, although I think Jaron's further ahead of Jared and Keyshawn. But
they take shots.
They take shots, and yet at the same time flash so much defensive potential and talent. They definitely move that upper body. There's no question about that. But there's little leaks in there that could maybe be tightened up to the next level. Yeah,
I was just about to say, we've seen him be slippery.
Yeah,
you know? We know that he has good defense. You know, to me,
he'll do the catch. He'll move his upper body.
With the fact that he knew he was going to get him out of there. Culminate that with the fact that he knew the dude was slow. And the fact that he's at home, so he's trying to get the highlight reel knockout. It's a lot of factors that played into why he got hit.
A little bit rusty.
Inactivity. Yeah. It's a lot of factors that play into why he got hit so much last night.
He's not really respecting what's coming back.
He wasn't respecting it, you know what I mean?
So with those guys you just named, I think it's the impatience of trying to get the opponent out of there. And I also think that they're trying to create this fan base. Like Tank has, you're a knockout artist, you want to, and that's what's going to sell the tickets. So they won't go in there, they're going to mix it up, especially at a lower weight class where they know they can take the shots, and they're going to just go for it. Now, Jared Anderson's a heavyweight. They don't go no higher than that.
Yeah.
He had a couple fights ago where
Charles Martin.
Yeah, he was. He kept
pulling out
and was getting clipped with the hook, and I was like, oh, that's going to be a problem. So, and when is he going to get a title bout?
Jared?
Yeah,
next year.
Next year.
2025. Who you think that's gonna be from though? Well,
AJ.
What's name got all the belts? So
don't fight AJ. Don't fight. You scared AJ?
No.
You look scared. You look scared. I never seen Shawn Porter. You scared for him?
No, your eyes was doing it. You made me do
I wasn't scared. I said,
you gonna get AJ? Like, what the hell?
What you got? Who you want to fight heavyweight? I like AJ fight.
Well, Usyk got all the belts. So, but
he'll probably slowly get stripped of them.
Yeah, I thought he got stripped of the IBF.
I think that look, man. All respect to Anthony Joshua and people.
He said that like it's just a part of the process.
People kill me online whenever I say something about him because he has his stands. But to me, I don't think he got it. I don't think he's it. I think that
he's been fighting good lately, though.
Yeah, he's been fighting good lately. But
before Andy Ruiz fight, he was a killer.
Talking about Joshua?
Yeah, Anthony Joshua.
I like him lately, man.
I like him lately.
Yeah.
He signed to fight Daniel Dubois. I'm really curious to see what that fight looks like because both of them have kind of like. Yeah. But I want to know. I want to see how if he letting his hands go. I'll label him to being back to that dangerous guy he was.
And maybe even better than that guy because this guy is a little more.
He lost Usyk twice. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think he can beat Fury.
I think right now he might be able to though, because Fury's deteriorating.
Yeah,
man. Fury just messed up. He was winning that fight, and then he got caught, and it was over. But there should have been a knockout. But you just can't bet against Fury.
You ain't like the ref stepping in with the A count.
No,
we had him on the show.
Who? Fury?
The ref.
Oh, what did he say?
I don't know.
He explained it. God damn it.
What was his explanation?
The explanation is he saw Fury's bottom half touch the bottom rope, and by law, that means if the ropes weren't there, you would have fallen down.
No.
By right, that is a knockdown.
I accept that. What I think is he should have stopped the fight.
Oh, it was over?
Because he was going post to post.
Yeah, he was beating the shit out of him.
He's standing up.
Yeah, so many people, the fights get stopped all the time. That's called a TKO.
Felice.
That's what I was saying about the ref stepping in the other day, Vargas versus Garcia. I was like, man, he should have just let that fight go on until dude went down. Mm-hmm. Some fights, you got to let the fight go and just let it be what it ends up being. And that's what he did. And I felt like we got a great ending to that fight.
I think the ref was probably caught up in the moment. I think sometimes they don't know what they saying, what they doing. I think he might have.
I'm not gonna let you disrespect Mark Nelson.
I don't know the ref. What I'm saying is
he wasn't caught up in the moment.
It looked like he was stopping it, and then he caught himself like, nah, we'll just call that a knockdown or something. I also think that Usyk should have been on his ass more than he was. He should have really
after that moment, right?
No. Before the knockdown, like. If you got him...
Oh, he should have been, like, catching up to him.
Yeah, you should have been on him.
Absolutely. But, you know, that fight's gone and, you know.
Who you got in the rematch?
I think Usyk might stop him because I think Fury's best days are behind him. And I think he's telling himself, I could give it 1,000,000% in camp and all that, and that shit may have sailed a little bit, man. Those Wilder fights.
Yeah, them three trilogies.
Damn it! I hope he don't look at this and say that.
No, he believes he's gonna knock Usyk out in the rematch.
Yeah,
but I think his body's gonna.
I think that's the worst plan for the rematch. I think he should stay on the outside. Boxing. That uppercut, he was landing.
Yeah,
he was fucking him up.
When he
threw it, caught. So I say stay on the outside, just outbox him.
I got fear in the rematch.
Yeah.
You know what I hate to do my boy like this, Jared Anderson, back to Jared Anderson. Win this fight, Jared, and give Jared Deontay Wilder.
When they supposed to fight? I saw something that
it hurts my soul to say that.
The third fight was supposed to be against Wilder. That's what I saw initially. Mm-hmm. I think I don't think he's fighting again. He hasn't said anything.
I don't think he's going to fight anymore.
You think he's done?
Wilder, once he became ayahuasca Wilder. and I love Wilder. And people talk a lot of trash about him and say that he can't box and everything. But I'm a fan of him. And I think he needs to just be done, man. I think it's over.
Yeah.
So
that's what he said. He said that before the fight, and then the fight went the way it went. You know, so let's get out of here. We're at 1 hour and 6 minutes, and I got stuff to do. I just got home. Shout out to Junto Nakatani. He's fighting next week. Is that fight on Saturday here?
I think it might be in the AM. It's
so like
AM
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Be looking out for that one. That's
he has badass left hand.
I really like him.
Yes.
Yeah, really like him.
What weight class?
118.
Oh, I'm not watching it.
He's pretty good though.
I don't know. I can't watch.
Right. But you're just keeping it real.
The little dude.
I can't watch the ta-ta-tats.
I watch in a way because so much hype and he's tough.
He's the truth.
Yeah, but those
he don't got as much hype around him, but he
really
executes.
Good. Which one?
On the left. Junto Nakatani. He's tall and got a nasty left hand.
He executes, sir.
What's tall?
It's worth
in his division 5'7".
It's worth a YouTube. It's worth a YouTube.
5'7", 118.
But I would love to see him and Bam Rodriguez. Yeah.
Real quick, just gotta shout out Jake Paul and
Do you though?
What's his name? Michael Perry. His name Michael Perry. What's his name?
Mike Perry.
Tyler Perry.
Come on, man.
I almost jumped on that.
So my bad.
That fight happens on Saturday too.
Who is this guy? Is he UFC or is
he UFC?
Okay.
He crazy.
You working it?
As you can see, they ain't call me.
Yeah.
Right, they ain't call me. Amanda Serrano's right there on the co-main, getting her just due before she get up out of here.
Who's she's fighting?
I don't know the name of the young lady.
It's not Katie?
She's not Katie. Supposed to fight this young lady now and then fight Katie next. Okay. And then I expect her to. I
think her last name's Gordy.
The sunset.
I think her last name's Gordy. Her opponent.
Gordy.
I'm July 20th. It says Stevie Morgan.
Or Morgan. My bad. Stevie Morgan. Yeah, Stevie Morgan. But
that's it. I appreciate you for coming in, big dog.
Oh, always.
Happy to see you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wait. Who's the best comedian in boxing? You think? Who's the funny? Who do you think has like good comedic timing? Right? Is it Rolly? Is it?
Rolly. Yeah. I ain't get what you're saying.
Yeah, like legit.
Okay. Rolly is like, I look at him. I'm like, something wrong with this guy. I can't take him seriously. Shit, I don't know.
AB would be mine.
Oh, yeah, that's the easy one. AB is nuts.
Yeah.
AB,
and he don't care.
Yeah, he said a lot of inappropriate. He just say shit. He's like, ooh, don't say that on TV. A lot of cringe stuff, but he's funny as hell, man. So yeah, that's easy.
Question for you. Jump back to comedy real quick before we get out of here. What's your routine like on the day you have a show?
Well, I guess do the Shawn Porter podcast.
Stop it, man. This is you here, so you here doing it. But like, you don't have a routine.
Ain't no weight draining.
do you study Richard Pryor tapes before you go on and try to?
I mean, I'm a student of the game, so I've watched all of that stuff.
Right.
But man, before the show, I'm eating, drinking, whatever.
You just cooling, yeah.
I'm just chilling, man.
So here,
like you say, you put the work.
So you don't, but you don't go through like your routine.
Nah, I perform so much that I just know it. You know, there'll be times where I get off stage and like, fuck, I forgot to do that joke.
Yeah.
But if I miss anything, it's one, maybe two jokes. But nah, there's no preparation. You do the work. You know, you hit the open mics. You perform almost every week on tour. So it's just like with boxing, where when it's time for the show,
you got to get away from it a little bit.
No, when it's time for the show, you're ready. It's no preparation. You just go in like, all right, we know what time it is. So
got you.
The nerves is gone at this point.
Man, I have zero anxiety. When I'm working with Kevin, there's zero anxiety because it's an undercard. I'm an undercard.
They're not here for me.
Huh?
They're not here for me.
They're not there for me. Or they may be like, oh, this is a good undercard. The guys that go on perform are funny too, but there's no pressure to perform. I'm doing 25 minutes. If I have a bad set, nobody cares. They didn't pay for me. You know.
But then half the time you kind of steal the show, low key.
That's the whole point.
Right.
I'm gonna go out. There's no pressure. I'm gonna go out here, kick some ass, get some new fans, and that's it. When I'm headlining a show, it's a little bit different. But the only time I really have anxiety is when I'm filming, like I'm filming a special, because that's the one day that you don't want to have a bad set.
Gotta be flawless. Yeah.
This shit is gonna be out there for eternity.
Yeah.
So, and I have some shit that's out there that's not that great.
Hold on, wait a minute, and then we off of it. But when you film a special, if it didn't go the way it was supposed to go, y'all don't just refilm the shit.
Nah, that
Spend
money.
too much money.
That money spent,
too much money.
The good thing is you do 2 sets.
Yeah.
And you get to pick the best one.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that make it. The crowd isn't the same.
Yeah.
First of all, the room is illuminated too much for me. I don't like when there's a lot of lights in the room, but they do that so that it looks good on TV. And then they come out and do all this bullshit with the audience where they, all right, big applause, laugh and all that. So now the people in the audience, they know it's a production, so they like worried about how they gonna look on camera. Right. You know, nobody's been their authentic self.
Yeah.
So those moments is like, you know, the pressure is on you because it's like, yo, I gotta do well. And sometimes you just have a bad audience. Like I never judge my performance by the crowd reaction. I mean, by my performance. If I have a good set and the crowd is not into it, I'm like, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
I was great tonight.
Yeah.
And then I've had shows where I had a shitty performance and the crowd was roaring.
Yeah.
And all I could think of, if I was on my shit, it would have been even that much better. So, yeah, I judge by my performance, not the audience.
All right. Well, go ahead, do your Thug Thizzle tonight.
Yeah, tonight is going to be going.
I hope y'all have a great time. I won't be able to get to this one. But in light of 2 things, you coming in today, and also it's going around in my home right now. So I know that you are a mental health advocate.
Yeah.
Have you started your podcast yet?
Man, I'm working with a media company right now who's actually helped me put my special out. And the second thing is the podcast.
Okay.
So we're just trying to get the advertising and all that so we can hit the ground running.
Okay.
But it's still like, this is my plan to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to do it quickly because there's other people doing it right now.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to make sure that my shit stands out from the other 2. And I got Mike Hill will be one of my co-hosts who has a following. He does sports and everything. You know Mike Hill?
I think so.
Mike Hill.
ESPN.
Yeah, he does. He's Fox Sports now, but he works a lot during college football season. And Dr. Chris Johnson, who's you know, he's
Tell me about the doctor. Yeah,
he's really, really bright dude. And I want to do something that's on a a more serious version of Loveline. Remember Loveline back in the day? It used to come on MTV.
Loveline.
It was Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Oh yeah. Damn, you took it back.
Yeah, it was Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla, and people would call in for advice, and they had zero chemistry. You could tell they didn't really like each other. Dr. Drew was everything was clinical. He was serious, and Adam Carolla just looking for a moment to make a joke, and they clashed. But it was successful. But I don't really want to be on that. You know, I don't force a joke ever. Yeah. Like if the opportunity comes, then I'll be funny. But I'm really serious about the mental health shit.
Right.
And quick thing, you know, just I'm gonna go back into the comedy. Hey, if you didn't know, he's in a lean back video. Lean the wrong way. No, if you look all the way in the back when they're on the stairs to the right.
I can't believe it. Leaning the
I
wrong
cannot.
way.
Me and my lady cannot.
On purpose?
No. Nah, it wasn't even on purpose.
It's okay.
I just fucked the dance up.
He's like, I'm gonna F this video.
Nah, Kevin was in that video and I was with him. And he was like, hey, you want to jump in the scene? I'm like, yeah, I'll jump in. And then I was in the back row just like, I'm like, is that Na'im? I posted it though. That's
that's how I did. I zoomed in on it. I'm like, oh, that's really
Shoot
him.
that to me. Shoot that to me.
You won't ever watch it the same again.
Let me do this and then we're gonna get out of here. I'm kind of playing doctor today. Like I said, I'm on an airplane and I'm dealing with this myself right now in my household or whatever. And so I wrote down a couple of things I want to give y'all. And I'm just going to go through it, okay? What I want y'all to do, get a notebook, get some paper, write it down, and have it. Because I got some serious notes for anybody out here who's dealing with this kind of stuff or needs to help somebody else who's dealing with it. The first thing I did was I identified and defined experience. If you don't know what an experience is the fact or state of being affected by or gaining knowledge through an observation or participation in something. So that's when the experience is. Every experience you have, there's a chemical that's going to be released into your brain and into your body. There's a couple of chemicals depending on what that experience is. You go work out, there's a chemical that's going to be pumped out while you're working out.
Right.
You go to somebody's birthday party, there's a chemical that's being pumped out. You tripped while you was walking up the steps, there's a chemical. It gets that minute and that small, and it all needs to be taken care of.
I'm holding a joke so bad right now. I'm going.
Go ahead.
No, I just talking about the chemicals that release when you have an experience.
Listen, when we doing our thug thizzle,
right? You release the chemical into somebody else.
It's being released. But that's
I'm not gonna jump on it.
But that's an experience. It's being released. And I want y'all to remember that because this will help you as well. If you're somebody who's dealing with stress, if you're somebody who's dealing with depression, you're somebody who's dealing with not being happy with yourself or your surroundings, or something that's going on, you're pumping too much cortisol in your body. Yeah. Okay? Cortisol is the stress hormone.
And your body can get addicted to it.
And your body can get addicted to it. You get to a point where you're always looking for something to be wrong. If you're dealing with depression and all these things, I need you to first understand that there's cortisol being pumped into your body and you need to get rid of it, okay? The way you get rid of it, talk to somebody, okay? Call a friend, call your mom, find a psychologist.
Know the right person to talk to.
Yes, you got to know the right person to talk to.
You talk to the wrong person, they're like, man, be a man.
It'll be worse.
That whole, the dad shit that don't know how to be there for his kids.
And I said this earlier, you can't talk to people who are hurt. Right. About your hurt. Yeah. They will only perpetuate the hurt because they don't know how to help. They haven't received the help themselves. So be very careful of who you speak to. If you're not talking to anybody, write it down. Write down your thoughts. Write down your emotions. Write down everything that's going on. You have to release that negative energy. You have to release all of that cortisol and all those chemicals that have created all of these negative thoughts and emotions and feelings and tensions and all those kinds of things. You got to get it out. Talk to somebody, write it down. And the chemical I want you guys to really be familiar with is that dopamine. Yeah. The dopamine is pumped through when you're having sex. The dopamine is pumped through when you go to the court and you shooting threes and you making all them threes. Anything you're doing.
You check clearing your account.
You look in your account, you got a little bit more change in there than you thought you was gonna have. Dopamine, whether you realize it or not, is being pumped through. Okay, so I want you guys to be aware of those two hormones. Those two hormones are very serious. One of those hormones is going to take us down. The other one is going to take you way up. Do the best you can to handle the one that's bringing you down. Write it down, talk it out, get it out. And the one that's pumping you, keeping you up, keep pumping it. Keep doing more of it. This is the PorterWay.